Hey future millionaires, this is Phil from Next Chapter Financial Solutions and Services. And in this article recap, we're going to go over 10 ways to build wealth fast. So this is 10 new ideas to help you build wealth fast. Before we jump into it, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. Hope you enjoyed the article recap. Now, I just want to call out, this article is not about becoming an overnight millionaire because that's really hard and you really basically have to strike gold. But it does highlight some ways that you can practically build wealth over time with long-term gains and really build wealth that will last a long time with good habits. First one, kind of old school, but tried and true, save. Saving consistently, paying yourself first, saving. This one, save and then invest. The number 2 item that the article calls out is buying S&P 500 index funds. Now, just buying index funds and ETFs are a great way, or even mutual funds are a great way to get good exposure on the overall market and see gains over the long term. Article calls out that on a 20-year rolling average, the S&P has had returns above 10%. So again, if you're saving consistently, step 1, and then buying items like the S&P 500 index fund, in this case, you could see returns of 10-ish% over the course of 20 years. If you're doing that consistently, that really builds up to a big dollar amount over time. Another thing, number 3, buying dividend-paying stocks. Now, I just want to call out, you don't have to actually necessarily pick a stock, but some quick examples even highlighted in the article are companies like Coca-Cola, McDonald's. These companies have been known for doing dividends, and they've been doing dividends for over 25 years, and they've been doing it for a long time, and they've been raising them consistently over 25 years. Another option there, still within the dividend play, you could do a dividend-paying ETF. So an ETF that is gold towards having dividends, dividend payments, and then you can automatically reinvest those dividends. And what are you doing there? You're compounding your growth over time. The next item, buy a rental property. Now, it's quick to call out that buying a rental property really comes down to buying a property that is in good condition, that you don't overly doing too much maintenance on, and has positive cash flow. That positive cash flow is what you're looking for. That positive cash flow, and then working to pay it off, will make your positive cash flow even bigger. What do you do with those extra profits? Well, you have to make some big decisions. One, you could be saving up to buy your next property to build up a small portfolio of real estate property, or you could just be investing that. What are you investing in? As we just covered, it could be dividend-paying stocks. It could be S&P 500 indexes. It could be dividend-paying ETFs. It could be dividend-paying mutual funds. These are all opportunities, but they all kind of interconnect. So buying a rental property is another idea of how you can build wealth over time. The next item that this article highlights is asking for a raise. And this has to be done tactically and with taste. You have to go to your boss or bosses and figure out what does it take to get a raise. There's usually every 2-3 years, if you haven't already gotten one automatically, you could be doing an assessment with your boss. You know, I want to take on more responsibilities. I want to broaden my horizons within my organization. And that's a great way to do those tasks, those things, build some additional value, and then the company is going to be more willing to compensate you for that. Or if that doesn't work out, I'm going to be honest here, just leave the company. Find another place that will give you the raise to help you grow your career further. The next one is start a small business. Starting a business, if for the right person who's got the wherewithal to really see it through, to go through the highs and lows, can really help you build some wealth over time. And a great point here is small business 401ks have the opportunity to invest in just about anything that the brokerage firm that you're working with has available to you. And the limits on a small business 401k, as an example, are much higher. So as a normal employee, your 401k is limited to the federal max, which is like $23,000, I believe, in 2024. But a small business in the U.S. is more like $66,000. There's a combination of factors there. You really have to do your research. But that $66,000, you can invest in just about anything you want. So you could do like a big portion in index funds, and another big portion and maybe a sector play that works for you. And then you could maybe even do a small portion like crypto. So you could, with that $66,000, again, you have to have the profits to actually do that. You could really build up wealth over time. Another item that the article calls out is building up your education and your skills. I talk about this in another video. It's really important to stay not close to the cutting edge of your profession. So do certifications and trainings and talk to your company. Your employer may even help you pay for them. They just want to see the return in it. So you have to pick things that are within your role or that can help you do your role better and explain that benefit for the company. So by broadening your education, you make yourself more marketable, more valuable to the company, which will help you for that raise that we just talked about a couple steps ago. Or again, if it makes sense, after you get it and you feel like you've fine-tuned it enough, so it's a combination of that skill set or the education with experience, you combine the two, makes you a powerhouse, right? Then from there, you could use that to leverage yourself to move into another position as appropriate. Again, this is a big personal part, so you have to really think about this, what works best for you. Next up, setting up multiple streams of income. Again, this is a preference play. Instead of perhaps doing a small business, maybe you do some side work, whether it be Uber, Lyft, consulting, freelancing, weekend work, that will help you have additional income. And then use that additional income to help you build wealth faster. That could be that additional income. You could sit there and put it solely towards an investment account. And over the years, it'll really build up over time. But again, this is a preference play. You can't do everything on this list, but you have to pick the ones that make the most sense for you, maximize them, and build wealth the way you want to. Another item here called out by the article is living within your means. It's really important to live within your means and even below your means. By saving that difference or investing that difference, it'll really help you build wealth over time. So living below your means. We just did an article recently on high income earners who mistakes that they make. One big one is living beyond their means. Just because they make $200,000, if they're spending $250,000 every year, they're in a net negative, right? So they're living well above their means. They're putting themselves in a continual deficit and they can't build wealth that way. So living within your means and below your means will help you over time save more, invest more, have an emergency fund to handle life's emergencies. And guess what happens over that? Over that time, you're building wealth. The final reminder in the article is don't be too conservative with your investing. And they're not talking about going for single stocks only. They're talking about only having your investments and savings in money market accounts or high yield savings accounts. What you really want is diversified. You want to spread some of your money into stocks or mutual funds or ETFs. I usually like to say ETFs and mutual funds. Why? Because it's easier to understand. It's more spread out between multiple stocks. So you're not dependent on one stock to pop. You're depending on a broad range of stocks, and some will pop and some will just be okay. And when they pop, the value goes up, right? So being way too conservative, having things in just a savings account or mutual money market account, you're not going to beat inflation. But if you have a spread amount between ETFs and mutual funds usually in your 401k account, and then from there, where appropriate, a small percentage, 5-10%, in like stocks or real estate, unless you are doing big real estate play. Those are great ways to build wealth. So again, being way too conservative by keeping everything in like a bank account or CDs, you're not going to beat inflation and your money's not going to grow fast enough over time. 10 ways to build wealth fast. 1, save. Save consistently. 2, buy S&P 500 index funds or just index funds in general that have great rates of return. 3, buy dividend-paying stocks or dividend-paying ETFs and mutual funds. 4, buy a rental property that is positive cash flowing. You don't want to operate in the negative here. So positive cash flow, because you could use that extra money to buy dividend-paying stocks and index funds or save for your next rental property. 5, ask for a raise every couple of years, but show evidence that you deserve a raise. For those of us who want to be entrepreneurs, start a business. That's number 6. Number 7, broaden your education. Keep upping your skills so you could be more marketable and help you get raises. 8, have multiple streams of income that help you diversify your income. Number 9, live below your means, save and invest consistently. And number 10, don't be too conservative with your investing. Make sure you're trying to beat inflation. Follow us for more. This video is brought to you by Next Chapter Financial Solutions and Services. So please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you enjoyed this video, also drop a comment. It is our goal at Next Chapter to provide you with information to help you take action to improve your financial situation. Please check out our links on our Etsy page for printables and files to help you take action. We also offer one-on-one coaching. Our goal is to help our customers determine a clear path to achieving their financial goals. So if this is something you are interested in, please click the link below to contact us. Talk to you soon, and I hope you enjoyed the video.